Earlier this summer, the government's own numbers agency, Stats Canada, released some staggering numbers that just show how bad the crime wave in Canada is after 8 years of this NDP-Liberal government. They summarize a scary national breakdown of public safety in this country. For an increase in occurrences of crime since 2015, total violent crimes up 39%. Homicides are up 43%, up for the 4th year in a row. Gang-related homicides up 108%. Violent gun crimes up 101%, up every single year this Prime Minister has been in office. Aggravated assaults up 24%. Assault with a weapon or bodily harm up 61%. Total sexual assaults up 71%. Sex crimes against children up 126%. Kidnappings up 36%. Car theft up 34%. And when they look at the Violent Crime Severity Index, under the previous Conservative government, it decreased by nearly 25%. It has gone under this Prime Minister and his NDP-Liberal government in the total opposite direction. We can do a regional breakdown. And Madam Speaker, I'm taking the time to put this data from Stats Canada into the record for a specific reason. In the City of Toronto, the total number of violent criminal code violations increased to 57,896 in 2022. That is a 30% increase since 2015. Homicides are up in 8 years, up 65.85%. And in Toronto, violent firearms offences increased to 655 in 2022. That's an increase of 64%. Last year, 44 murders were committed with a firearm in Toronto. 24 of those was by someone who was out on bail. City of Winnipeg, total number of violent criminal code violations increased to over 14,000, a 48.5% increase in 8 years. Homicides increased by 136% in the City of Winnipeg. You go to Calgary, violent criminal code violations increased to nearly 16,000 last year, a 40% increase over 8 years since this Prime Minister came into office. Violent firearms offences increased by 428% in Calgary. Go a little bit further to Edmonton. Violent firearms offences increased by 97%. Go a little further west to Vancouver. Violent criminal code violations increased to nearly 32,000 in 2022. That's a 22.5% increase since the Prime Minister and the NDP-Liberal government took office. Homicides up 55% in Vancouver, and violent firearms offences up 22% in that city alone. And coming back here to the nation's capital, the Ottawa-Gatineau region, violent crime just shy of 14,000, a 37.1% increase in 8 years. Homicide increases in the nation's capital, up 112%. Violent firearms offences increased by 115%. That is the situation after 8 years of this Prime Minister and their soft on-crime policies. That is the record that they sadly own.